function will combine together to become organs. Okay, then different organs will come up together to become a system. Okay, so you see the first one, different tissue combines to form organs. Different organs carry out specific function will form system. Okay, so there are 11 main organ system in the human body. One is the respiratory system for you to breathe in and out, digestive system for you to digest our food, nervous system is your nerve cells and your brain. Okay, integumentary system will be the skin. Okay, so nervous system again, this one is repetitive. Endocrine system will be something related to your pancreas. Okay, or we have another gland called the posterior and also anterior pituitary gland, which is in your brain that releases out is some sort of somewhat similar with nervous system, but endocrine system will actually nervous system they passes message to another organ through the help of nerve impulses. Okay, endocrine system it passes message out to the other organ through the help of hormones. Okay, so they're actually the same thing, like meaning they both send signals to each other, but it's a different form. Okay, one is in nerve impulse, another one is in hormone. Okay, then another one is skeletal system, muscular system. Skeletal system is the bone. Okay, muscular system is the muscle. Okay, urinary system, reproductive system. Urinary system is the excretory system. I can write it. Yeah, excretory system. Okay, and reproductive system. All right, and also blood circulatory system. Blood circulatory system would be the system that helps to transport blood all over your body parts. Okay, so let's look at this one. Yeah, from the top to the bottom. Okay, so let's look at this one first. This is nervous system. So you can see, okay, we need to take this down. Okay, so this one is nervous system. All right, so the structure of a nervous system, it consists of central nervous system as well as peripheral nervous system. Okay, so central nervous system, I hope you can remember what you've learned before in Form 3. So nervous system is whatever that's made out in the center of your body. For example, your brain as well as your spinal cord. Okay, your brain and also your spinal cord. Then your peripheral nervous system will be whatever that radiates out from your nervous system. Okay, for example, your spinal nerve and your what else? Okay, you figure out that one. Okay, I give you this one. This is, well, it's actually spinal nerve. Okay, one is your cranial nerve, another one is your spinal nerve. Okay, because whatever radiates out from the brain will be your cranial nerve. Or whatever radiates out from your spinal cord is your spinal nerve. Okay, just as easy as that. So I've already done your homework for you. Okay, so let's see what are the functions. Okay, one is to detect and to send information in the body in form of nerve impulses. Okay, you can see in form of nerve impulse. Okay, this is to send messages from your from your sensory organs or the receptors, okay, up to your brain and then again send back to your effector muscle. All right, okay. And the next one is to coordinate your body activities. Okay, because essentially how do you coordinate is through the help of the receptors sends back to your brain and then your brain can interpret, okay, so what to do next? And then it'll send back to your effector organs, which means whatever that connects to the end that needs to move. Okay. So your effector organs will then move or respond accordingly. That's nervous system. So it's really important. Okay, so what made out of nervous system is the nerve tissue, okay, nerve cells, right? Okay, so respiratory system, we can look at it over here. Okay, so this is respiratory system. Okay, as you can see in the picture, although it's small, but basically it's just the lung area. Okay, so not only the lungs, the trachea, the nose, the lungs, and also the diaphragms. Okay, so basically, if you want it to be complete, okay, respiratory system involves the nose, okay, then the pharynx, and then to the pharynx, and to the larynx, and then to the trachea, okay, and to the bronchus, bronchioles, to the lungs. Okay, so what's enclosing the lung would be okay, your inspiratory muscle and also expiratory muscle, meaning the muscles that helps you to inspire and also to expire, okay, to inhale and to exhale. Okay, so one of the muscles that is very important is the diaphragm. Okay, that those some of them are not listed here, but you don't really have to know. So, but I bet you have learned about it. And form three is your internal and also external intercostal muscle. Remember how you can breathe in, how you breathe out is through internal and also external intercostal muscle and as well as the diaphragm. These three muscles help to expand and to contract your thoracic cavity, right? So that only then there'll be pressure change, only then you can breathe in and to breathe out. Okay. So remember, for respiratory system, nose will not be included. Sorry, a mouth will not be included. Okay, why? Because the sun is under your digestive system. Okay. Some people get confused with that. All right, so main function for respiratory system is to allow gaseous exchange of oxygen and as well as carbon dioxide between the body and also the external environment. Okay, so bringing oxygen from the external environment into the body to be used up, and then the body will produce carbon dioxide as a waste and to be expelled out into the external environment. Okay, so this is all about respiratory system. Okay, so respiratory system actually works really closely with the circulatory system. Okay, the respiratory system is to produce the oxygen. Okay, but the circulatory system also needs the oxygen from the respiratory system to work, right? Okay, so let's look at circulatory system. Take this down. So as you can see in the picture, what's included in the circulatory system is actually the vessels, and also most importantly, what is pumping, what is making our blood move is actually the heart. So heart is our main pumping organ. Okay, so circulatory system consists of heart, three main vessels. What are the three main vessels? The first one will be the one with a very big diameter, will be the veins, right? It just carries the deoxygenated blood. Okay, next one is artery. Okay, this is to transport oxygenated blood. All right, and it has a very muscular wall, and as well as capillary. Capillary is what connects between veins and also the artery. So what's surrounding the capillary is actually our body cells. Okay. This is a part where delivery of oxygen to the cell is happening, and also removal of the waste product, which means carbon dioxide, is happening also in the capillary. Why it can only happen in capillary is because capillary is only one cell thick. Okay, so it's very thin enough, easier for them to move out, to move in and out. So veins and artery are more like the channel, the channel to just move the blood around the body. Okay, but capillary is the one that helps to allow diffusion of oxygen and also carbon dioxide in and out from our body. Okay, so veins, veins are technically usually blue, as you can see. Okay, I have like a really veiny hands. If you can see, it's actually blue. So what you can see on the outer surface, usually they located more superficially. So you can see the veins. So what you're seeing right now on my hands, they're actually veins. So they're actually blue. Why? Because it's actually deoxygenated. So that's actually a reason to why our what we're seeing has like different colors. Okay. They're all explainable, mostly. Okay. Artery would be the red one, so you can't really see right now. But usually arteries they're located more more innerly, as in it's more central to our body instead of veins. Veins they are located superficially, means closer to the skin. Artery are usually inner. Okay, and it's usually red and they carry oxygenated blood. So there are very few main artery, for example, the one in our neck. So let's say if someone actually got into an accident, accidentally cut the neck or even on the inner thigh, okay, which has a very main big artery, one will lose blood. Hmm? One will lose blood and the person will collapse immediately. Then it will be life-threatening. Okay, so the reason being why artery is located inner part is because it is actually a protective mechanism. So if let's say you have like a paper cut, what happens is your blood, if it comes out, right, it kind of oozes out, right? It's not to say like if you have a paper cut, then oh, your blood starts spurting out. No, right? Because what actually you're cutting is actually the veins, not the artery. So actually, there are a reason to why veins and arteries are placed like that. One is superficial, one is at the inner part. Okay? And that's just a fun fact, I guess. Okay, so there are other names to circulatory system. One is the cardiovascular system. Okay, so cardio is heart, vascular are the vessels. Okay, right. So what are the main functions for circulatory system? Okay, one is to transport oxygen. Okay, the second one is to transport respiratory gases, for example, oxygen and also carbon dioxide, and also waste products. Okay, waste products can be carbon dioxide. Okay, uh, yeah. Okay, transport nutrients. Okay, nutrients like vitamin C and all that, so can be transported inside the circulatory system. Okay, the next one will be the digestive